Hi, it's Jay from Iridescent Tarot, back with more sparkle for you. Today I wanted to talk about the Narrative Alchemy Tarot. This is a part tarot, part oracle deck by Chrissy Bentley, and I found this deck through watching her channel. She's had a few different channels. I believe that right now the handle is Questions for Dessert, but I have so much enjoyed watching her daily practice with her own deck that it inspired me to buy the deck as well. And yeah, I just want to implement the practice that she started, and I'll get into that in a little bit. So first, let's just start off with a quick flip through of the deck. So as you can see, the cards themselves are pretty simple, but even though they appear simple when you first look at them, there are a few different pieces of information on the card that you can use. So number one, you notice the color of the card, and the colors correspond with the chakras. The Tarot Association isn't in the bottom right corner, so for methodical, that is the Eight of Pentacles. So she chose a keyword to go with the tarot. And so in this way, you can use this deck as a tarot because of the associations in the corner. You can use it as an oracle if you just read the keyword, or you can use it as an oracle if you want to use the colors as the primary thing that you're looking at. This I purchased on Make Playing Cards. It is their linen cardstock. I love this cardstock a lot. It is a standard tarot size, and these are the backs. You know how I love anything that has gilded edges, so I probably will be trying to edge these myself, maybe in a green color. So I'm just gonna flip through these quickly so you can get a gist of the keywords and what they look like, and see if it is something that would work for you. Personally, I really enjoy the keywords that Chrissy has chosen. I think that they're not 100% run-of-the-mill keywords that you typically see, but they're also not so out of the box that I'm like, where did she get that? She has an excellent vocabulary, and so I really appreciate the variety in the words that she's chosen. One of the things that I liked the most about it is the guidebook. So Chrissy is a practicing therapist, I believe, and so anytime that I see a deck made by like an actual mental health clinician, I am pretty quick to jump on it, because I think that it's so valuable to have their words and their input in my practice, because I do read with like more of a psychological bent and more for self-growth than predictively. So that's just a quick flip through. Let's take a look at the guidebook. So I did have to purchase the guidebook separately on Lulu. I had never ordered from Lulu before, and so I was like a little bit nervous if it was going to be hard to do. I don't know why I thought that, but I just did. And it was so easy. So if you purchase the deck, the title card directs you how to purchase the guidebook. And I love that this is handwritten in her own longhand form. And so without getting into too much detail, wow, this is the card that I pulled today, Methodical. Okay, let's pull our card back out. So one of the practices that Chrissy has shared is on her channel, she'll read an entry from this book of daily thoughts and prayers, and then she pulls a card and reads her guidebook. And so I did that for the first time this morning, and so I just went to the correct date for the day, and so we've got September 10th. So prior to the reading, I had also chosen an oracle deck that I wanted to use with this deck today. Typically when Chrissy shares, she doesn't include an oracle, but I just wanted to add that to my practice. And so I had chosen the Rose Alchemy Oracle to go. And when I read the lines to memorize, "Beauty in the rose draws my heart," I was like, oh my God, it's all like coming together and meant to be. So without getting into too much detail, you could read this on your own, But basically, the entry is about loving kindness. The thing that stuck out the most in this guidebook for me is the first two sentences in the lesson. When we find others harsh and irritating, it is because we have those feelings in ourselves. When there is only love and gentleness in our hearts, the harshness of others does not touch us. I read my entry, and then I pulled my card, I got methodical, and then I read through her guidebook write-up. And a couple of the sentences that stuck out to me in the guidebook are, and this energy reminds us that this is the time for devotion and diligence. Commitment is more important today than flexibility. And I want you to hear me say this. We listen to our bodies. I just think that Chrissy's insights are so poignant, and I was really excited to have this guidebook like with her voice. Like I can hear her in my head when I read these pages. The card that I pulled from the Rose Alchemy deck this morning when I was doing this reading was RB4, and I really enjoyed the play of color between these two, because a lot of the roses are, pinks, reds, and so it was kind of rare to get the yellow card with this yellow solar plexus chakra card. Oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about my nail polish and scent of the day. So my nail polish is still Cracked Polish Swamp Sample, that brown with a nice green shimmer. And then my scent of the day is Black Phoenix Alchemy Labs A Breathless Chuckle. The notes on this are marshmallow cream, fudge, vanilla shortbread, and sugar. So when I first bought this many years ago, I did get like a fudgy note from it, but now it seems to have faded away, and I get more of an antique lace smell from this, which they have another perfume called Antique Lace, and that is nostalgia encapsulated, a soft, wistful blend of dry flowers, aged linens, and a faint breath of long faded perfume. And for some reason, even though this is supposed to be a more gourmand and like tasty, it smells like that other antique lace to me. But yeah, I really enjoy this. Let's get into a couple of pairings. I split the deck and I had yellow on both sides, so I'm just loving all this bright, happy solar plexus energy on matching number 1. So this is the Rose Alchemy Oracle paired up with our Narrative Alchemy Tarot. Another match. The wind. Okay. This one's a good one to end on since it's a Narrative Alchemy Tarot and Rose Alchemy Oracle. And we have the Alchemy card. The next deck that I wanted to pair up is the Deck of Color. This is a very old deck, and I think something that would be comparable would be the Color Mage Oracle. So this was the first oracle that I had thought of. This is the first oracle I thought of pairing with this tarot. I was a little bit worried that it would be a little too same with like the solid background color with the white script, but I think that they just like provide a little bit of like fun interplay between the two decks. This is nice. Okay. This is Narrative Alchemy with my little witch kittens that I love so much. To get a little taste of what it says on the back side. This is the Connected and Free Alchemist's Oracle. Again, not just for the alchemy theme. I just thought that the opposite, where you have a solid color and white wording, here you have the opposite of like a full color picture, black script wording, and it would just kind of complement each other. One of the ways I also thought that you could use this deck is, Chrissy had shared one of her practices is breaking down the deck by color. So like you put all of the yellow cards together, and that would be your solar plexus pile, and your purple cards all together, and that would be your crown chakra pile. And then you'd shuffle each pile and pull one card for each chakra. And I really enjoyed the idea of that chakra reading. And so I thought it would be cool to use these as kind of like place markers on the table, because this oracle has chakra cards. So you'd put these all down, and then you could put your pile of sacral chakra cards on or underneath this card. And I know there's a few other decks that do the same thing. When my soul whispered oracle, they also have chakra cards in that deck, and I believe that's mass market and still available. So the Soul Space Oracle is created by Jen Berlingo, who apparently is a licensed professional clinical counselor. So same vibe, like where I'm like trying to gather thoughts from a therapist. Wow. Rose Vase, these Blue Bones Oracle matched with Narrative Alchemy. Oh, I love that. You have these heavier energies from the oracle, and then some more uplifting words from the tarot. I like the balance. Ooh, acknowledgement and separation. You and I will always be back then. I'll leave it at that. The last oracle that I wanted to pair with this tarot is the multi-dimensional devas. I thought this would be interesting because unlike the other pairings that we've had, the devas do not have any keywords. And so you take your keywords from the tarot, and then you can take some intuitive hits from the oracle image, and then consult the guidebook. Like, I think that this really flows together, and you can understand if you take the oracle in the context of the tarot with create and focus. You have this like almost fountain in the middle that's creating these offshoots, but it's focused in the center, and you could pull that without even having to look at the guidebook. Yeah, I think that these are really nice together, and the devas are very profound and kind of elevate this to like a higher realm. Look at that. You have collapse and messy, and then you have something that looks like it's collapsing in on himself, and almost like a person that's like sitting here. You can imagine a person sitting here in the fetal position. All right, that's all I have for you with this beautiful tarot oracle combination. I think that this deck holds a very unique space in my collection, with it being part oracle, part tarot. I really enjoy the flexibility that it gives you between being able to do both and also have that overlay of the chakras in the colors. And it just gives you a lot of different threads to pick on, which is one of the things that I enjoy most about tarot. So I will link Chrissy's channel down below, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Signing out.